Have y'all ever been watching anime and that one character pops up on the screen that you just look at for a minute? I'll be sitting there watching them move and talk and I'm like, what the f is that?
Hey,
but the more I do this, the more I start to notice anime hair literally makes no sense. We got characters who are somehow born with orange hair, characters whose hair defies the laws of gravity and physics, and even characters who can somehow shape their hair into a cannon.
What?
No, I didn't make that last one up. And I already know there's gonna be that one person who's like, it's just a drawing. It's not supposed to make sense. Why are you trying to apply real logic to a cartoon? Bro, shut up. This video is just for fun. It's not that serious. But for real, these manga artists be having me sitting on my bed stressing, wondering how they came up with these random combinations of hair and eye colors and shapes.
What?
It's like in a video game when you're creating your custom character, you decide to hit that random button and it comes out with the most atrocious character design you have ever seen in your entire life. I'm looking at you, Jump Force. Now, I know I'm kind of weird, but I cannot be the only person who has watched animes where you see a character with a super crazy hair color and eyes and just sit there and wonder, like, was this man actually born like this? To show you what I mean, I gotta talk about Yugi. Who the f is born with hair like this? This man has the most sharpest, most chaotic hair I've ever seen in my entire life. Bro has a couple of light blonde boomerangs on the top of his head with dark red Super Saiyan hair in the back. This man looks like Shadow the Hedgehog in human form. Imagine a situation where you're walking down the street, everybody's having a good ass day, you know what I'm saying, you're just talking, laughing, and you walk past a couple of strangers and everything seems pretty normal, right? And then all of a sudden, you see this man with this atrocious ass cut walk right past you like it's just normal to walk around with hair that looks like this. There is no way that Yugi could not walk into a room with a crowd of people and not be the center of attention. From his hair alone, I can tell he's the protagonist, bro. It's literally so bad, they made a meme out of it. And trust me when I tell you, Yugi is not the only one. So yeah, I think you can already guess. Today, I want to talk about some of the worst anime hairstyles I've ever seen. Now, for the first one, I'm not gonna lie, I haven't actually watched the anime, but it's okay, because I remember the character from this game called J-Star's Victory Versus. Only real ones remember that shit. And I remember him having the absolute most atrocious cut I have ever seen in my entire life. I think his name is okay, whatever the hell this is supposed to be. First off, I can't tell if this man is black or Mexican or Asian or half Kryptonian. I have never in my life seen a man this black born with hair this blonde. This dude has the Jackson 5 afro, but somehow also has light blonde golden colored hair with two giant cat whiskers on his fucking lips. And I ain't even gonna talk about his drip. We just gonna skip over that. That's a whole nother problem that needs to be addressed. And on the topic of shit that makes no sense, have y'all seen the opening for this show? Alright, so first off, what the f is that? Whoever designed this character, I'm giving you 30 seconds to come up with the best explanation for why you thought this was a good idea before I permanently ban you from everything and anything anime related for the rest of your disappointing existence. Somebody in the studio was eating way too many bowls of Raisin Bran when they designed this absolute monstrosity of a character. I don't know what this man's backstory is, and honestly, I don't want to. That's not even the worst part. Just keep watching. What the fuck is that?
Oh my
God. Hey, yo! Why does it look like he landed right on top of a giant glizzy? Y'all see how that shit bounced? Now, I know the common argument against this is it's just an anime, and a lot of shit really doesn't have to make sense because it's a drawing, and honestly, I agree. You can kind of tell sometimes that it wasn't really drawn to be realistic. Like, for example, what is that? Like, seriously, like, what? But don't try to tell me that these kind of thoughts don't also cross your head too. There is no way that you can look at this man's haircut and not think, how does this even possibly work? Which reminds me of the next character that I want to talk about, Toda freaking Roki. Now, don't get me wrong, this man is cool, alright? He's actually one of my favorite My Hero Academia characters, but can somebody please explain to me how half of his hair is red and the other half is white? Bro, this shit literally makes no sense. So apparently, somehow, his mom's hair is naturally completely white, and his dad was somehow born with completely red hair. I don't know how that shit makes sense. You're trying to tell me because of that, now everybody in his family has to look like they belong in a fucking ice cream truck? Y'all remember that episode where Deku and Bakugo went into Todoroki's house and met his family? Deku and Bakugo walked inside of Todoroki's house, right? And the first thing we get to see is this beautiful, amazing, kind, scrumptious.
But anywho,
Now I'm not gonna lie, this episode had me looking at Todoroki crazy. Cause if I had a sister and she looked like this, then this man and his family try to sit down and have a normal conversation in what feels like the most awkward 2 minutes I've ever witnessed in anime history. But the whole time I was just sitting there thinking, like, her hair naturally looks like this? What? She literally looks like she originally had white hair and just got in a fight, and now she has a bunch of little small blood stains on the top of her head. And I was not gonna end this video without talking about some of the most abysmal hairlines I have ever seen in anime. What absolute spawn of Satan climbed out of the depths of hell and told Tite Kubo to design this disgusting ass hairstyle? Kenpachi is actually an awesome character too, but everything he has done is absolutely overshadowed by this weedy ass haircut. Who thought it was a good idea to make one of the strongest characters in Bleach look like the Statue of Liberty? This man Kenpachi's hairline is literally non-existent. Bro looks like a human porcupine. The thing is, I actually respect Kenpachi for his discipline and how intimidating he is, but I can literally never take him seriously for how badly designed his hairstyle is. What was he trying to go for here? A mohawk? A sea urchin? A cactus? A fucking starfish? I know how hard it is to draw certain hairstyles, but there's no way that these artists sat here and drew Kenpachi's hairline in every single page of the manga and didn't question that there was something wrong one time. Y'all knew damn well something about his hair was messed up. They even managed to fix it in the last arc of the Bleach manga. That's how I know they knew something was up. I don't want to hear anybody in the comments making excuses. They could have done literally any other hairstyle than the one he has, and it still would have looked better. They could have made him bald. But instead they decided to make him look like he's searching for the rest of the Chaos Emeralds. You know what? Some of these manga authors make some really questionable character design choices, but you know what? Just because they might be able to get away with it in fictional cartoon shows does not mean that you can get away with it in real life. It's important to always present your best self, and that takes a very specific steps and regimens you have to follow in order to make yourself more attractive. I know y'all don't want y'all's hairlines looking as crusty as Vegeta's, and I know y'all want those baddies all over you just like those protagonists in those harem anime. And the crazy part is, I also know exactly how to do just that. If you follow these exact steps and stay consistent and disciplined, you can become the absolute strongest, most attractive, and desirable version of yourself who looks so good you can pull all types of baddies in your life. There's just one thing that you really need to know before you can achieve the perfect glow up. And if you want to know what that thing is, click this video right here and follow it religiously. Trust me when I tell you, you will definitely need it in the future.